Alright, so this is our first battle report, bat rep, and we're going to go over the lists or what units we have in there. It's 2,000 points apiece. I'm playing Orks. My opponent is playing Blood Angels, and so we'll go from here. So I'm going to start here. I have a defense line with a quad gun. I have some grots that are going to most likely back that up. 30 boys with 3 big shooters, no knob in there. I have 10 ludas. One is a mech with a big shooter. I have a Forge World using those rules, and that is a big track with the super cannon and 2 big shooters that come with it, and the hard case upgrade. I have 2 DACA jets with the extra guns and the fighter ace. I have here, which he will probably be my Warlord. I haven't rolled that yet, but it's just a war boss with mega armor, cyborg armor, boss pole, 5 that are going to be troops that are the mega knobs. 2 of them have combi flamers. They're in a battle wagon that has def roller, red paint. I believe I added the extra armor to it, and big shooter, grot rigger. Over here, oh, by the way, these guys have the upgrade for the invulnerable save, because in this thing here I have Mad Doc, and with this unit here is just 10 boys with also the invulnerable save. I have a knob in there with a power claw and heavy armor. And then I have a big mech with a custom force field, heavy armor, and the cyborg armor, cyborg body. They're in a battle wagon, kind of similar here, except it has a cannon also, also open topped. And then I have 10 boys that are just straight boys in a truck with a ram and red paint. So that is my list. Alright, so now for the Blood Angels. Let's start over here.
So it's a 10-man dev squad, 3 missile launchers, and a las cannon.
Okay.
Then we have an assault squad, 10-man assault squad, 2 meltas, and a drop pod.
Okay.
Another 10-man assault squad. They have meltas as well. Storm Raven, totally stock. Death Company Dreadnought. 7-man Death Company, 2 power weapons, 1 Thunder Hammer, the rest are bolters or a combination. Another 10-man squad with 2 flamers, 3 priests, 2 of them have jump packs and power weapons, the other one's just a stock one. Librarian, and then 2 land speeders with heavy flamers.
Boo. So this is the terrain setup. We used the roll for terrain type deployment. It is Dawn of War, and we're playing the Scouring. So I'm taking this side. My opponent is on that side, so we got Blood Angels over there, Orks over this way. So I deployed my defense line here. You can see kind of some different terrain as we go through. So kind of how the setup is. And then I'll show you here. So we're playing the Scouring. So these barrels here, they have numbers written on them. So there's 6 of them. So we got 1 here in the Blood Angels deployment zone, 1 over there, 1 in the middle, 1 over there in the Ork, one next to there to the quad gun, and then I have one hidden over there. So it is not night fighting, and my opponent won the roll to deploy first, and I believe he's going to go first. So, all right. So what is that? Perfect timing. Do you want to take that or do prescience? So the first one we're using the
failed to hit.
Failed to hit and in combat and the
I'm just
shooting.
Ignore his cover.
Okay, so this is the app, the GW app, which is kind of cool. Let's see here. So he rolled his librarian. He has foreboding and perfect timing for his powers. And then for his warlord trait, he rolled and got the one where his warlord and any unit that he is with can outflank. Mine, I rolled and I got the one that I can make it night fighting. So I'm actually going to make it night fighting. I think that'd be good for me. Okay. Okay, so initial Blood Angels deployment. Looks like we got all one unit?
No.
Combat squad?
Yeah.
So combat squad, Devastators, looks like 2 missile launchers, and then Las Cannon missile launcher, Priest with them. Then we got over here, what is it, 5 guys and a Priest?
Yep. Sergeant.
And the Sergeant is with them.
Plasma pistol, power weapon.
Okay. So, and then the rest of the stuff is in reserve. So, all right. So just to follow up once again, the librarian is the warlord. He's with these units. These guys are gonna do the outflanking ability for the warlord trait. Okay, so the orc deployment, I put my Ludas down here, kind of trail them over here so the mech can be close to this if need be. Got the big track here. I forgot one of the defense lines earlier, but I just put it in there. So grots are on that. I have the war boss with the mega knobs in there. Deal here. I have Mad Doc with the mech custom force field all in here. So I don't think we have any scout moves or no infiltrating. So I am going to, I'm not going to try to seize the initiative. So we'll go from there. All right. Okay, so we flipped over the scouring, and so this is the 4. I also rolled for the mysterious objective. I got a 4, which I can't remember right away what that is, but and then we got a 1 here. We got a 2 over there. This is a 3. We got a 2 back up top here. This one in the back is a because they're close. We rolled for that one. It's a 3, right? And then we rolled a 1, so it can potentially blow up each turn. Okay, so Blood Angels, turn 1. The drop pod came in. It was a little bit out of range in order for there's Meltas in there for them to be kind of in the double range. Or Melta range. So what he opted to do was he combat squatted him. That part has the priest, and they ran over there, and that became a 6, which I think is the wave field generators. Those guys ran over here. Let's see if we can get in close a little bit. So those guys ran. The other combat squad over here ran, that has Melta around the building. The Devastators, the first one on the top shot at the big track and failed to pin it. Because of the angle, it's a little iffy as far as full concealment, as far as 25%, so we just said shrouding would be fine. The one down there, the 2 missile launchers hit, glance and a pin. I saved the glance. The pin went through, so 1 hull point, and it is has to snap fire. So, and that was basically it. I opted not to intercept with this, just because I just kind of wanted to maybe focus fire on something. So, all right. So the end of Orc turn 1. So the first notable thing was I opted to ram the drop pod with its units. Yeah, toasted it. So it didn't blow up. It's just a wreck, but that gave me first blood. This thing here rolled a 2 for that objective, so that's just nothing. To finish up, they snap fired over at this unit, didn't do anything. This unit just moved over, and then it snap fired its big shooter up on the top on the Devastator squad, didn't do anything. Over here at the main shooting, the Ludas shot at the top with the priest up there, the Devastators. The Devastators up top there, and they ended up failing 2 of their saves, so that means they lost 2, just 2 regular guys. Then the Garrots shot at him, didn't do anything. And the big track had to snap fire because it couldn't shoot its big gun, but big shooters didn't do anything at it either. So that's it. All right, they made their morale check. So, all right. Okay, so it's not quite going good for the Blood Angels. So these guys that were over here, they just ran up. They don't have jump packs, so they just ran up on top of there. The other unit that was down over here just kind of ran over. A unit that was back there moved through cover and ran over here. A speeder came in this turn as far as for reserves, and it moved, and then it went to go move flat out and rolled a 1, so it lost a whole point. The priest up on the top joined the unit down below. The top Devastator squad shot at this thing again, another whole point, and then took and it's basically, there it is. It's shaken and stunned. Or actually, it has extra armor, so it's just it can still move if need be. And then the second Devastator squad shot some blast weapons over here, and it hit 1 grot, and they saved. So that's it. So one thing to add on the Blood Angels turn is a 5-man combat squad assault unit tried to deep strike back here and rolled over here. It was a mishap and rolled a 1, so they got lost. They had 2 meltas in them, so yikes. Okay, so Orks turn 2. So not looking very good. So first of all my stuff came in. So my 2 DACA jets came in, my trucks came in, my 30 boy unit came in. So, we kind of moved up a little bit. I kept this guy still, moved over here. The knobs got out. There's a unit up top here. They moved through cover, got up top here. They were eventually able to assault them, wiped them out, and then they consolidated back down here. This just kind of moved over and didn't really shoot anything. Shot over here, didn't really do much. The 30-man unit, like the first row, and then the big shooters were within range of the jump pack unit. There's 2 units over there. So did 2 wounds with those guys. They still saved the morale. Over here, I called a wog this turn. So the planes. This one here. This is Chork Jaeger to be exact, and this is the Red Baron. So they fired at the middle unit, which had the priest in there again. So basically, and with combined fire from them, the Ludas, which rolled the max number of shots, the big shoot is here, the quad gun, it killed everything except for, I believe, the sergeant on the top, and then the priest still, which is like the last one remaining. So, but it wiped out all the heavy weapons, which is good. And let's see, so one other thing here, we rolled for this, it's a 5, can't remember which one that does, but it does something. And so turn 3 coming up. Alright, so the end of Blood Angels, turn 3. So the Storm Raven with all the dudes inside, it came in. I forgot to shoot it with the quad gun. You know, I mean, it would have been good, but so I didn't intercept with it. It proceeded to fire on Chork Jaeger here. It got 1 pen with the Melta and 1 pen with the assault cannon. I saved the Melta, the assault cannon went through, so it lost a whole point, and it's shaken or stunned. That dude didn't do much. Oh, we got to roll to see if that thing blows up. I think it does. So we'll have to do that. It's not going well for the Blood Angels. So we have that thing over there. The speeder moved over here. Those guys kind of ran back a little bit. That ran back. The librarian squad still didn't come in. And the other speeder still hasn't come in. So that's it, I think. So we'll do that. I'll see if anything does it. If it does, I'll film it. So the priest, just to follow up on that last turn, that thing blew up and the priest got wounded and failed to save and failed his feel no pain. So not very good. Over here, the Red Baron moved over, shot at the speeder over there, so it gave me a victory point. I was shaken, so I could still move and shoot. Yeah, I was. I think I actually made a mistake on that. We'll have to do. I don't think I really wounded them too much with that thing. I don't think I wounded them at all. I think most of the wounds came from this unit over here, right? We'll double check on that. And then, so that came down, took a couple guys out. I think most of it came from this shooting over here. These kind of just moved back out of range, shot over there. The Ludas tried to shoot at the Storm Raven, couldn't do anything. The quad gun tried to, couldn't do anything. This tried to shoot that lone. What's the guy from Die Hard? What's his name? Anyways, yeah, the lone Die Hard guy. So I think that's about it. So turn 4 now. Alrighty, so Blood Angels turn 4. So he moved his speeder in over here, automatically came in, and it was out of range of the quad gun, so I couldn't fire at it. His 2 troops that are left with the priests, they ran forward. One of them went up to that objective, which we might have to roll for. Let me see what it is. 2, so nothing. Over here, the Storm Raven moved over, blew up this tank, no problem. It did a little bit of damage over here. It got a cover save because of this wall that it put there, and so 1 grot died. The Librarian's unit came in, That's a pretty cool model. And he cast perfect timing, and with flamers and bolt pistols and everything, took out 8 of the 10 Ludas. So there's only 2 of them left. They made their check on a 7. So that's it. So Orks turn next. Alright, so end of Orks turn 4. Pretty quick. These guys moved up over here onto that objective. They shot over on those guys, the 3 jump pack guys. I think they did. I think I did one wound. He moved over. He moved back a little bit to kind of troop choice in there to maybe see about holding those. Fired on those guys, didn't do anything. This moved all the way up, snap fired its cannon at this thing, didn't do anything. These guys moved up over here, fired the big shooter at these guys, didn't do anything. This fired here, hit 3 times, couldn't do anything. The 2 Ludas that are left fired over here, didn't get anything. The 2 DACA jets went back into reserves. They'll come on next turn. So that's kind of about it. I mean, this is a 4 objective one, so that's pretty important. I'm trying to think of. We got a 2 over there. I think he has a 2 over there. The speeder can hold something. There's a 3 there in the middle. I think there's a 3 back there. So we'll see. All right, turn 5. Okay, so turn 5, Blood Angels. So basically, the librarian branched off here, tried to assault these guys. Even with his jump pack moves, rolled with rerolls, rolled like 3 1s or something ridiculous, like 2 1s and a 3. Over here, these guys broke off. They assaulted the grots. I mean, totally wiped them. Over here, this went into hover mode. These guys got out. Then the dread got out too. The assault cannon here blew this up. I rolled a 1, so a kaboom. So it stayed there. These guys were then able to assault them and wipe them. Actually, they almost ran off the table, but it was real close. But they assaulted them, killed them. Over here, the dread basically got out. This shot Melta and a rocket at the battle wagon that was there. And the battle wagon, nothing happened. And then the dread has a Melta and blew it up, and then was able to assault it. It did a little bit of damage, but with a knob and the Mad Doc, I was able to blow up the dread. Those guys just kind of went over there. The land speeder, boom, flew over here to hold that objective. And that's turn 5 for Blood Angels. Okay, so turn 5 with the Orks. So the DACA jets both came on. So Chork Jaeger basically came on. He shot the speeder that was behind there on that objective and killed it. So that got me another victory point and also got him off of that objective. So that was good. The Red Baron was going to try to shoot him. It blew up. So then he just went supersonic and moved over here to hopefully, I believe, get Line Breaker. I don't know if that would work. Maybe it is. I believe it should work because it's scoring there. Then these guys over here shot at the 2-man unit that was left. 1 priest, 1 troop choice. The sergeant died. The troop. But there's still somebody holding that objective. And then so these guys, this moved up. They moved out a little bit. The mech detached and moved in with them. So they're all holding that unit. They shot at the Death Company that was here. I think they killed 2 of them. The Mad Doc's unit ended up charging the Death Company, and I got like 5 precision shots with all power claws, and so pretty much like ended up wiping out that unit. They only consolidated an inch. The Ludas tried to shoot here and missed. So basically what we're doing is we got to see if the turn ends. So why don't we roll that on camera here? You ready? So 1 or 2 turn ends. So keeps going for another turn. So turn 6. Alright, so the Storm Raven again went into flyer mode. Came over here, power the Machine Spirit on this, missed with the assault cannons. No, actually you hit it and you locked it. And then fired the Melta over here on that guy. Hit, didn't make my cover save, but it only took out one of the weapons. The Librarian moved up a little bit, ended up assaulting, wiped them out, consolidated up over here. These guys moved up, fired at Mad Doc's squad with like the quad cannon and everything here. Took out the knob that was in there, so they're fearless. And then those guys, the other priest that was left, joined that unit. So that's where we're at. Alright. Okay, so turn 6 for the Orks. So the Red Baron was over there. He just moved out over there. The other Dakajet over here shot. Ended up being 2 guys. These guys moved up and shot, killed the 2 priests, or killed one of the priests and one guy, and then he ended up killing the other ones. These guys here just moved back a little bit. The mech jumped back in here, and then it moved and moved flat out. Over here, Mad Doc and a Knob and one guy moved over. The Knob was killed, I think, in Overwatch, or maybe last turn. But anyways, 2 guys made it in. Mad Doc still left. We ended up tying this combat. So right now we're contested here, and I mean that's pretty much it. So we could roll to see if it ends, or you think it just? I mean, it's pretty much ended right now, huh? So let's do a tally here. So there's nothing here. We're holding 3. That would give me line breaker over there for 4. I got 3 over here for killing fast attack choices and first blood. I got another 2 over here. So I think that's it. So it was a game of good dice and bad dice. So the Blood Angels really had horrible dice for, all sorts of stuff. And then the other thing was things were coming in so piecemeal that it was it just wasn't effective. The flyer didn't come in till later, but that's it. So it's overwhelming victory for the Orks. Wog.